And as promised, we're going to go more into detail about the bodies of people found in the streets. Now, they're saying the bodies of executed people, but as of right now, there hasn't been an adequate enough investigation for me to confirm that, because they could be Russian. Because like if they found mass graves, not just people in the street. Now, people in the street were probably dead people the Russian killed. Like I'm just gonna be real there, even though people are not supposed to say that because we haven't done the investigation yet, and you shouldn't be calling for anything until you know fucking for certain. But the mass graves could be dead Russian soldiers, because that's what you do. You bury your dead right there, because you don't really have time to fucking when you fight. So you create a graveyard or whatever. But like mass military graves is not unheard of among Russia. But so isn't mass genocidal graves. So 50-50. But let's get into this. Bodies of executed people strewn across streets of Bucha as Ukraine accuses Russia of war crimes. Lviv, Ukraine. The lifeless bodies of at least 20 civilian men line a single street in the town of Bucha near the Ukrainian capital. Some lie face down on the pavement while others are collapsed on their backs, mouths open, in tragic treatment to the horrors of Russian occupation. Can I see the pictures of like what they look like before you wrap them in bodies and stuff, so I can make sure that they're not fucking civilians? But it's like 20 civilian men. Like they're men, right? How do you know they're civilian? Like, those men chose to fight back. They're not civilian. They're combatant. I'm not saying that justifies Russia, because the invasion wasn't justified. But you see where they walked the line with some of this shit. I need to know more information. The hands on one man before I like call for fucking war crimes or whatever. The hands of one man are tied behind his back with a piece of white cloth. The man lies alone, tangled up in a bicycle by a grassy bank. A third man lies in the middle of the road near the charred remains of a burned out car. I mean, you're gonna have to show me those pictures.
That's how winning is done.
I can't trust your word for it, CNN. Or I can't trust anyone off the battlefield, because, like I said, they benefit from lying to you to make it seem worse than it actually is. So show me that, because that does sound bad. The shocking images of carnage in Bucha were captured by Angie's France Press on Saturday, the same day Ukraine declared the town liberated from Russian troops. Accounts of alleged Russian atrocities are emerging as its forces retreat from areas near Kiev following a failed bid to encircle the capital. The town of Bucha was endured 5 weeks of near constant firefights. Now officials, the human rights groups, are blaming the civilians' death on departed Russian forces. Corpses of executed people still line the Yabluska street in Bucha. Their hands are tied behind their backs with white civilian rags. They were shot in the back of the heads, so you can imagine what kind of lawlessness that's perpetrated here. Bucha Mayor Anatoly Fedoruk told Reuters on Saturday. I need to see that. I need to see medical examiner reports. Like, you can't just tell me they were shot in the back of the head and expect me to jump. Especially when you've been trying to get us to help you with this war for weeks. Months, actually, now. I need to see this. Why isn't this in this? And you just show me Ukrainian troops? No, show me the bodies. Show me the information these people are talking about. Show me what's on the ground. In the videos addressed on Sunday after the reports of Bucha, Ukrainian President Vladimir Putin called for an end of Russian war crimes. The world has already seen many war crimes at different times on different continents, but it is time to do everything possible to make the war crimes of Russia's military the last manifestation of such an evil on earth, he said. Zelensky called on Russian leaders to be held accountable for the actions of the nation's military. I want all the leaders of the Russian Federation to see how their orders are being fulfilled. Such orders, such a fulfillment, and joint responsibility for these murders, for these tortures, for these arms torn off by explosions that lie on the street, for shots in the back of the head of tied people. This is how the Russian state will now be perceived. This is your image, Zelensky said. That is not the image I get, because you haven't shown me a fucking image. All I get is your word, and you've already been caught in with the fucking communist salute. You've already been taught caught talking about your fucking parliament member caught talking about the New World Order. You've already been caught fucking working with fucking Nazis in the Azov Brigade. Like I need to see what's on the ground. I don't doubt you. Fucking Russia's done some fucking fucked up shit. But you need to show me. Your word is irrelevant to me, Zelensky. I don't know who the fuck you are. I've never fucking met you. You're not making a deal or a plea to my government. You're pleading to me if you want my fucking support in a war against Russia. And you're not going to get my support unless you fucking show me medical reports. You show me pictures of this. Show me proof.
That's how winning is done.
The alleged atrocities in Bocha have drawn international outrage, with Western leaders, including U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, calling for war crimes investigations. We should investigate, and increasing sanctions on Russia. I mean, no, the original sanctions, all it did was fuck our wallet, and I don't want to go to round two fight when the ruble is almost completely recovered, which we're going to get into at the end of this motherfucking podcast. CNN has been able to independently confirm the details around the men's deaths. An address has been able to independently confirm. I do not trust you, CNN. You need to show me. In an address, Zelensky announced a mechanism of justice would be established to investigate crimes committed by Russian soldiers in Ukrainian territory. The mechanism would be supported by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Prosecutor General's Office of National Police, the Security Services, the Intelligence Service, and other government branches, he said. This mechanism will help Ukraine and the world bring to concrete justice those who unleashed or in any way participated in this terrible war against the Ukrainian people and in crimes against our people, he said. I mean, there's definitely crimes, the war attacking, that's definitely a crime against the Ukrainian people. But I can't trust your word about what's going on in the battlefield, because propaganda comes off all sides of the battlefield, and the first casualty of war is always the truth. So you need to show me pictures. You need to show me medical reports. You need to show me proof that these people were tortured and executed and stuff by the Russians. You have to show me proof. I'm just fucking saying. Thank you for checking out this clip of my Thought of the Day podcast. You can catch this podcast every Tuesday through Friday at that'sonpoint.info by 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because that's how winning is done. New clips go out daily, and we can't do this without you, so we appreciate your support. With that being said, consider joining for $5 a month, and you get early access to the uncensored version of this, early access to our weekly That's On Point podcast, and access to exclusive content only for members. All the money that we receive is going to go funnel back into this to hire more journalists and do more things for you guys, because that's how winning is done. It really is. We got a merch store and stuff. You can help there, and if you can't help via money, you can always just leave a comment, and share this out there, because that helps us more than you can immensely know. That's the best way to help. Just leave a comment, and share. And if you're listening to us, leave a review. Leave a good review. Help us boost us in the podcast ratings and get us up there, because that's how winning is done. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.